Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki. Our bandwidth will be better now. So bandwidth will be better now. I have changed over to a more stronger internet now. Now you will find it better. Which one? Increasing. Okay, it's now increasing now. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuvannmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Welcome all of you. I will, in the previous session, I left a few slides which I will cover just now, and then we proceed to the next one. If you remember this. Okay, I'm just going to share with you. This is the previous one. The previous. I'll quickly go through it so that you remember the topic. So, investing time and energy in a worthy pursuit. That was the one we were doing. And then how if one practices Bhakti Yoga very rigidly, very strictly, then it destroys all the sins. And also there is no loss in the path of Bhakti Yoga. If you do 20% in this life purification, you will start with 21% in the next life. If you completed 60% in that life, third life you start from 61%. So there is absolutely no loss. And then Krishna also said a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Salpamapesa dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat, he says. So one will not fall down to repeated birth and death by practice of Bhakti Yoga, Krishna said. Then I presented you this case of this Ajamila's deliverance. I showed this story to you last time. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam. And then how Ajamil was delivered. After that, I also told you about Bharata's 3 lives. How Bharata became a deer due to his metal attachment in the forest. Nevertheless, he was a devotee. So Lord helped him to remember the previous lives. And he went on to become a very seriously practicing devotee of Krishna later. And then he went back to Godhead. We showed you this. How he remembered his past life and repented. He was detached in eating the grass, lushy green grass. He ate only dry grass. He left his birthplace, Kalanjara mountain, and went to Pulahashrama Tapovanam to meet the saintly people and hear from them and associate with them. In this way, he was a serious devotee, dear. The next life, he was born as Jada Bharata and went back to Godhead. he instructed a great king, Rahugana, and then he went back to Godhead. So, in this way, okay, now let us proceed. One more point Krishna makes here. Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one, which is to purify our heart by chanting the holy name and go back to God. The intelligence of those who are irresolute is many branched, Krishna says, which means people whose intelligence is not resolute or determined in doing bhakti yoga, and they have many other desires. Like you find some of the spiritualists, they want to get some powers, siddhis, to walk on water, fly on sky, or do some magic, bring out some ashes from the hand, or some gold or something, and they want to impress the public, become popular amongst the public. Or some people, they want to meditate and merge in impersonal absolute, so that they can extinguish their existence itself. They can become one with God. They have that type of different aspiration. And then there are others who are more petty. They may be going to temple to ask God for many goods. Please give me this, give me that. Give me a car, give me a bungalow, give me a good wife, or give me good health, and all that. So therefore, such people's mind is many branched, he says. Why many branched? Because they have multiple goals. They have multiple material goals to be achieved. Whereas Krishna's devotee has only one goal, which is to serve Lord Krishna. Therefore, you will find in every religion, you will find these two examples. One of people who go to God for demanding things. Like, for example, in the Christian tradition, people go to church and say, "Oh Lord, thou art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, give us our daily bread." So they're asking God for bread, but actually God gives bread even to atheistic people. God gives bread to even the animals and birds in the forest. And there is no dearth of food. You will never hear that elephants or sparrows or, any other animal died out of starvation. Have you ever heard it? Have you ever heard any time? It came in newspaper, poor animals in the forest, they didn't get enough food, so they died. You don't hear that. God is supplying more than what they need. They don't even ask for this. Without even asking, God is providing for all his children. In the same manner, in the Sanatana Dharma, Hindu tradition also, people go to the temple and do different pujas and worship and everything, ask for different things. But actually, real religion is one-pointed, means what? A devotee of God always wants to give God something out of love. He doesn't demand anything from God. He knows that God will provide whatever I need without even asking. Like a small baby, he doesn't worry about the chill winter coming. His mother or father, they will take care of the sweater and everything. Socks and gloves and everything for the child. Like the devotee of the Lord depends on the Lord and leaves the matter to him. And then he is only concerned about how I can give him. Therefore, he's called Mahatma, devotee. Mahatma means one who is broad-minded. Duratma, when you say, is crooked minded. And also there are others who may not be Mahatmas, but who are Sukritina, Punyatmas. They are better than atheistic people. Because atheistic people take everything from the creation of God and enjoy without acknowledging that everything is supplied by Krishna. They don't acknowledge. So therefore it is sinful life. On the other hand, there are some who acknowledge that everything comes from the Lord. They accept the Lord's presence also. They go to temple and bow down to God and beg God, please make my health better, or please give me some more money, or give me a good job. They are better than atheistic people. But they are also considered very narrow-minded or kripanas. Why? Because there are two words used, kripana and brahmana. Kripana means a miserly person who does not use the human body for salvation, for going beyond this world to back home, back to Godhead. Rather, uses the body for accumulating petty goods, accumulates them and leaves them in this life. Then again takes one more birth, accumulates and leaves. That's called as a kripana. or a person who has a human body, but he is just, he may be going to factory, he works hard, he accumulates money, always keeps seeing bank balance in his passbook, how much it has come. And one day he suddenly dies and doesn't know where is he going. It's called a Kripana, miserly person, narrow-minded person. So Mahatma, or a broad-minded person, is that person who practices love of God, which is Ekeha Purnandana, one-pointed path it is. Why? All other paths are included in this. For example, some people pray, give us our daily bread. And that bread is already getting daily. So that is included. And now Christians say that you should love God. So the love of God is included in a Krishna conscious devotee's life. And Muslims say that we should be a servant of God. Servant of God is also included in Krishna conscious devotee's life. We teach we are servant of God. Is it not true? In the same manner, you will say Buddhists say that we should follow ahimsa. We should not kill the poor creatures. So Krishna conscious devotee follows the four relative principles. He doesn't eat meat, fish, meat, or eggs. So they are following Buddhist principles also. That means all other religious principles are included in Krishna consciousness. You will see that. So therefore it is one royal path. You take this path and it will go take you straight back home, back to Godhead. And also I told you in the previous class, Karma Yogi means engages the hands, legs and senses in service to God. Jnana Yogi means uses his mind to speculate about what is the truth. Yogi means uses his intelligence to concentrate on the super soul in the heart. But Bhakti Yogi means he gives his heart in love to Krishna. So when he exhibits love for Krishna, when his heart is sold out, then immediately the intelligence, the mind, senses, everything follows. Therefore, the Bhakti Yoga path is the wholesome path. I told you last time. Wholesome means it's body, mind, soul. Everything is included in that. It is not one-sided. It is wholesome. It is. Therefore, it teaches us to have that one-pointed goal. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. You ask Arjuna, what will you do? He'll say, Karishye vachanam tava. Whatever Krishna says, I will do. Some people say, no, I will do what is good and I will not do what is bad. Now, what is good? Okay, violence is bad, somebody says. One should not show violence. What if your sister is walking with you, somebody is pulling her hand? Then you have to slap that person or beat him or drive him away so that your sister will be protected. So in this sense, the violence is good sometimes. So we should not have our own definition of good and bad. Whatever Krishna prescribes in the scriptures, this is good, this is bad. So accordingly, therefore, Ekeha Pranandana means whatever Krishna says, I will do. That solves the problem completely. So that is Vyavasayatmika buddhi, Ekeha Pranandana. So that's the verse. You see, this person, his head is surrounded by so many things of the world. Constantly mind is absorbed in so many temporary things. So we saw this last time. We'll proceed ahead now. So men of small intelligence chase after opulence and enjoyment of this world, which is all perishable, which is temporary, perishable. One amazing observation I will tell you. In this world, when children are born, their hands are closed or their hands are open. What do you think? Their hands are closed like this because they come in a grabbing mode. I want to grab this, I want to grab that, I want to grab that. They come in a grabbing mode. When a person dies, his hands are closed or open. Yeah, you will see it open. You see it open, yeah. And again, next life, you will take one more birth as a baby. Again, you will come with closed hands. Grab now, grab more. So they grab and leave. Grab and leave. Grab and leave. Therefore, it is said, a newborn child, on the body of the newborn child, they put a cloth, or any dress. That dress has no packet. Why? Because the child doesn't keep any currency note. Child has nothing to bring. Similarly, when a person dies, they put a cloth over the dead body. That also does not have any packet because he doesn't carry anything with him. Which means we come with empty hand and we go with empty hand. In between, we grab and leave. That's all we do. Therefore, such people are considered unintelligent because they are caught up in that only. They are chasing after opulence and enjoyment. Yeah, I say that. This we discussed last time. Yeah, they try to go to heavenly planets and enjoy that. Although life duration is long, in the heavenly planets, duration of life is very high, like 10,000 years or 20,000 years or like that. It's very big life it is. Also in the heavenly planets, one has Nandana gardens, and one has music, one has nice food, fine food, and the bodies are very, very ethereal bodies. So people's bodies are very handsome, and and also there is no old age, there is no disease. Only birth and death exists in the heavenly planets. People are born, and at one point in time, their punya is over, exhausted, they die, and then they return back to earth again. Kshine punya martyalokam shanti. So here that's what I have shown. Yeah. So Arjuna, Krishna tells Arjuna to give up his karma kind mentality. The idea of using the Vedas for many sacrifices aimed at pleasing various demigods to gain temporary fruits such as sons, health, power, longevity, all those things. And Krishna says that at the level of Buddhi Yoga actually means Bhakti Yoga only, because Krishna says use your intelligence not to go for temporary things, go for everlasting spiritual life. Here I've shown pictures of heavenly planets. I've shown you heaven, you see. Indra is flying here and these are beautifully shown. But these look very attractive, heavenly planets, but then they are all perishable, temporary. They may be very long duration, but they are temporary ultimately. Nandanandra gardens, which provide opportunity for beautiful women and somaras and all that. Yeah, but this is like the fools are attached to the flowers of a poisonous tree. Similarly, unenlightened men are attached to the heavenly opulence, Krishna says. So anybody can tell me the difference between heaven and spiritual world. It's very important. I just showed you the picture of heaven now. What is the difference between heaven and spiritual world? Anybody can raise your hand?
So,
Okay, only
heaven is...
Okay, Alec, you can wait for a while. I will check. No one answers, I will ask you. Anyone else can answer apart from Alec? Difference between heavenly planets. Jeet, you can explain. Yeah, please tell me.
One is temporary, spiritual, like heaven is temporary, where the spiritual world is permanent.
Correct. That's one difference. Thank you. Anyone else want to add anything to that? Jeet correctly said that. Yeah. Anyone else? Any other difference? Okay, Alec, any other difference you know?
Yeah, Prabhu, it is basically a temporary world where all demigods are there. And
Heavenly
then
planets.
spiritual world is basically back to Godhead, the
Correct.
Supreme Personality.
Yeah.
So that is.
What are the main differences? There are 5-6 differences we can say.
Yeah, basically, once you go to the spiritual world, you won't fall down. But once you go back to go to heavenly planets, you will surely fall down after your
Punya or virtues.
punya is complete. Yes.
Yes, correct.
And yeah.
Gaurang, you also know?
The mood in our spiritual world is more service to
Exactly.
Krishna, be the servant of Krishna, whereas heavenly planets, it's still all about enjoyment.
Exactly. You captured a very vital point. Very good point. Thank you. The heavenly planets, people are going for reaping the enjoyment based on the punya they have accumulated. Whereas in the spiritual world, people go to serve the Lord out of love. Yes, Jeet, you have got one more point? Yeah?
Yes. So also one thing, if one person like who focus on like a spirituality and goes to the spiritual world,
yes,
even if that person comes to the earth, he
Yeah.
still have that spiritual knowledge also. But one who comes from the heavenly or from the heaven, he loses all the he forgot everything about the heaven.
Yeah. He does some punya, he goes to heaven, his punya gets exhausted, he comes back, he starts normal life again. Okay, thank you. Yeah. And also in the heavenly planets, there is birth and death. Whereas in spiritual world, there is no birth and death at all. The living beings live eternally forever. Krishna never dies. Living beings never die. Everybody lives eternally. It's everlasting happiness. There is no fear that death will come and my credits will get exhausted. I have to return back to earth again. That type of fear is not there in spiritual world. Once you go there, you are permanently there. Yeah, that is spiritual world. So nice. You are another thing. Consider a sack in your mind. Inside the sack, let us say there are 1,000,000 mustard seeds. They are all inside the sack. So similarly, in the material existence, there is a one Brahmanda is like one mustard seed. There are millions of universes. Even scientists talk about galaxies, clusters, superclusters, and all. There are millions of universes. All of them are in the sack of Mahatattva, we call it, the material region. Beyond that, spiritual world exists, where there is a brilliant light in which many spiritual planets are floating. The difference between spiritual planets and material planets is in the material planets, there is birth, old age, disease, death. Whereas in spiritual planets, the Lord is presiding those planets and living beings are pure-hearted and they all are eager to, like Gaurang said, they all are eager to render service to the Lord. They all are united in love and they respect one another and everybody considers others are better than me. And they are they are very fond of the Lord and they see the Lord eye to eye. That is spiritual planets. And the cows there give unlimited supply of milk. And the trees there are desert trees. They can provide you anything you ask if you wish to serve the Lord. And there is no old age, disease, death. It's everlasting world. That is spiritual planets. So therefore, spiritual planets are the real place one has to go. Otherwise, we are right now in material planets where Krishna says that Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Dukkha Dosha Anudarshanam. He is saying that Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. These four things are seen. Birth, old age, disease, death. These are seen in the material world, he says. So now, okay. Now he says, sense enjoyment, bhoga, and material opulence, aishwarya, are two obstacles for the resolute determination of devotion service. If we want to develop resolute determination to go back to Godhead, we have to take care of these two things. Sense enjoyment means, bhoga means sex life actually. Material opulence means, big bungalow, big car and big facilities, more money and everything without caring for God. So these two things can be great distractors in spiritual life, he says. This is a verse. We'll recite this verse. Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam tayapahruta chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhihi samadhau na vidhiyate. Here Lord Krishna is saying, Bhoga and Aishwarya. Those are attached. Prasaktana means attached. Those are attached to the material opulences, just like you look at the picture here. This fellow is the top fellow is attracted to beauty of a woman. And the bottom fellow is attracted to money and the goods he can get through the money. So for him, spiritual world has gone behind. He has no time for it. That has become substituted by so many materialistic commodities, as you see here. So he can't get samadhi because he is attached to simply money making, not man making. Yeah. So, Traigunya Vishaya Veda, we said this verse. Traigunya Vishaya Veda, Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna, Nirbandho Nitya Satpasto, Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. So here, Krishna, very important lesson he teaches us. He says that Jnana and Karma cannot be said to be Nistraigunya because of the presence of Sattva and Jnana and Rajas and Karma. It's mentioned here below. That means going beyond the three gunas is called as Vishuddha Sattva. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas are three gunas. Like you see the picture here. It shows Krishna is above and all the living beings are like puppets. This will, according to their desires, they are put in different bodies and they are activated by the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. And Krishna is beyond. So when you become Krishna's devotee, you go beyond these three ropes. These three ropes are binding all living beings in this world. But Krishna's devotee will cross over these three ropes. That's what Krishna is saying. One should do that. See, the material activities involve action and reaction, and they involve the three gunas. Therefore, both the Vedas, he's saying. And the purpose is gradual elevation. Vedas actually, you may ask, if you have to go beyond the Vedas, then why Vedas are there? Vedas are there for gradual elevation. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. And then fifth Purushartha is Bhakti. One gradually comes. Initially one does Dharma, some religiosity, and by praying to God in different demigods. And then Artha, one gets wealth, and Kama, one enjoys life, and one is frustrated. Then one aspires for liberation and salvation. And then one comes to Bhakti Yoga, which is called Pancham Purushartha. So, in this way, the Karma Kanda gradually will lead to Jnana Kanda, detachment, and then one comes to Vedanta. So, therefore, Krishna is saying, go beyond the Vedas. These are all Vedic knowledge, it's very vast, elaborate. But here he's going to tell a great secret here. Yavan artha udapane sarvata samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanatah. Here you see the picture here. As all purposes, small well can serve, that's all served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purposes of the Vedas can be served if one who knows the purpose behind them. You see the left side, the lady is drawing water from the well. In the ancient times, different well was meant for different purposes. One well was drinking water. Another well water was for washing the clothes. Another well water was for taking holy waters to the deity worship, like that. And there were some places where the well water was used for cleaning the back, cleaning the body, like that. So these are all different wells, because well is stored water. Therefore, different wells are used for different purposes. But as you see in the picture below here, if there is a running river, then all purposes can be served in one river only. Because of flowing water, it's not a stagnant water. And flowing water, it can be used for drinking, for bathing, for cleaning, washing utensils, washing clothes, everything can be done in it. In the same manner, Lord Krishna says, now see the right side, extreme. Lord Krishna is the center and all the other demigods are drawn around Krishna, isn't it? Similarly, just like in India, we have one Prime Minister and some 32 Chief Ministers. Similarly, Lord Krishna is like that one Prime Minister. And then he has many Chief Ministers like demigods who are meant for different purposes. Like you see, Ganesha is an obstacle remover. And Durga, she's personified material energy. Saraswati, she is in charge of the education department. Surya is in charge of the health department. Brahma is the progenitor of mankind. He increases the population of the universe. And Shiva, he is meant for destruction of the universe at a certain time. Yeah. And this Kartikeya is the chief of the demigods for war. He's a commander-in-chief. You know, there's a war of demigods and demons. Kartikeya will be the front and leads them. And Hanuman is a pure devotee of God. Rama, who is also worshipped. Rama is Hanuman is also worshipped. So, in this way, all these demigods are Lord Krishna's servant. Instead of going to one of them, like going to Surya and asking, give me good health, or going to Saraswati asking for good education. If one goes to Krishna, all these purposes are accomplished in one stroke. Therefore, going to Krishna is like one stroke method. Just like a couple of nice examples is given in Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam says that instead of going to a tree and putting water in one leaf and one branch, little water everywhere, instead of that, there's only one place you have to put water. If you put there, the whole tree will be nourished. And what is that place? Which part of the tree you put the water for the tree to flourish and get nourished fully? Put the water. Yeah?
Roots.
Root of the tree. So once you put water in the root of the tree, you don't have to separately put in the leaf and branch. Similarly, if Krishna is served, all devatas are served automatically. Similarly, if you put food in the mouth, it goes to belly. Then all the other parts of the body get nourishment. because the food is converted into blood, and the blood is circulated from the heart to hands, legs, and head, and different parts of the body. In the same manner, putting food in the belly means it's like serving Lord Krishna. If you serve Krishna, then all devatas are pleased. Now, what is the proof that all devatas are pleased with you? You can see how Arjuna is a devotee of Krishna. Lord Shiva gave him Pashupatastra. Indra gave him celestial weapons. Agnidev gave him a golden chariot. Indra gave him the steeds, the horses. So in this way, Lord's devotees are pleasing to all the demigods, all the devatas. When Parikshit Maharaj 7 days sat and heard Srimad Bhagavatam in the bank of Ganga, and 7th day he was about to depart for the spiritual world, then all demigods showered flowers on the sky. Because Parikshit is a devotee of Krishna. In this way, you become a devotee of Krishna, then all the devatas become pleased with you. Because they are also assisting Lord as his servant. And here they see that you are also a servant of the Lord. So they become very pleased with you. And that is why it says that just like in a river, different wells are used for different purposes. Different people go to different demigods. Instead of that, if you worship Krishna, it's like a flowing river in a village. In a flowing river, you can bathe, you can drink, you can also wash clothes, everything can be done. It's called as a one-stroke method. That's what is mentioned here. Yeah, the same thing is explained here. Even a person born in a dog-eater's family, who chants the holy name, he can become the best of the human beings. You will see that. Yeah. So, this way, Prabhupada emphasizes this point in the purport. He says that how do you become a bhakta? One-stroke method means accepting Krishna is one thing, but after accepting Krishna and have a relationship with him, what we should do? We should chant the holy names inoffensively. See the below. Somebody can read the conclusion box, yellow color box. I'm not able to hear the sound. Somebody is reading?
Best way to fulfill the purpose of Vedanta philosophy, inoffensive chanting of the holy names.
Yeah.
Who is the highest Vedantist? One who takes pleasure in chanting holy names.
Yes.
Ultimate purpose of all Vedic mysticism, to take pleasure in chanting holy names.
So this is Prabhupada has emphasized about the holy name. Because the holy names of Krishna, we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is mentioned in the very Vedic literatures. They say Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam, Kalau Naschaiva 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 Katiranyatha. It says that only by chanting of the holy name, one can attain all perfection, not by any other method in this age, especially in Kali Yuga, as I said. So Prabhupada also is very much emphasizing that here. That's the way you can water the root of the tree or put the food in the belly. That's the way you can do. That's what we give in the Maha Mantra here. So you all know this mantra. I sing it always in the beginning of my class. Yeah. So this was the previous session, which was pending, which I finished. And today's session is here. This is called as do your best and leave the rest. This is today's session. Let us recite this verse. Karmangyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalaheturbhur ma te sangospa karmani. Each of the line is beautifully explained in a future slide. I will show you. Here he says here. Please read this. This is the 4 things Krishna says in this verse.
We cannot see the screen.
You can't see the screen? Oh, really? Okay. Just a minute. Oh, you can see now? Yeah. This is the verse I recited now. And please read this 4.4 translation. Yeah, 4.
Let us understand this important verse. First one, if you have a right to perform your prescribed duty, you have a right to perform your prescribed duty, concentrate. You are not entitled to the fruits of action. Be detached. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities. Shift your attitude from doer to divine. Never be attached to not doing your duty. Remember that performance of duty itself is the reward.
Very important verse in Gita. Each of it you are going to understand today. See, concentration means, so that's first point we said, no? You have a right to perform prescribed duty. Therefore, we have to do our duties with concentration. Concentration means three things: attention, awareness, absorption. See, I have shown this Arjuna hitting the eye of the wooden bird. When his Guruji asked him, "What do you see, Arjuna? You see the tree?" He said, "No." "You see the branch?" He said, "No." "Do you see the bird?" He said, "No." "Then what do you see?" "I only see the eye of the bird." He said. "Here it is," he said. Immediately he could hit the eye of the bird and win the prize. That is concentration. So attention means no matter how trivial routine work you may do, pay attention to details, put your heart. And secondly, awareness. Please read it. What is awareness?
Be aware of the total picture as well as each and every step involved. Don't do mechanically, be conscious.
Yeah, like here in Pune, we were building the new temple in Pune. So three masons were building the wall of the temple. So I asked them, the first one I asked, "What are you doing?" They said, "I'm just laying the bricks," he said. "And I'm making a wall." He said. Second person I asked, "What are you making?" "I think we are making a house," he said. He didn't know. Third person I asked him, "What are you doing?" He said, "I am so blessed, sir, that I am making a, temple for my Lord." Like that he said. So he felt blessed. So we were reading this one, and then I went to this one. Correct, no? So you remember the temple example I was telling you? Somebody can remind me? What did I say about the temple example?
There were three masons working there. You
Yeah.
asked the first person, he said that he's laying the bricks.
Yeah.
The second person told that they are building the house.
Yeah.
And the third person said that he was very blessed that he was building the temple of his God.
Exactly. So who was fully aware of what he's doing?
The third person.
Third person, yeah. So this is the way we have to do our work. What am I doing? Why am I doing? How am I doing? Those people who ask these three questions, they can always be in the present in doing any work. And then the third one is absorb. Please read the third one, absorb.
Absorb completely. Be oblivious of anything else in the world. Live in the present. Don't drift to past and future.
So in this way, this is called absorption. That's why sages used to go to the forest. See, they're having ashrama by the side of a river, the serene setting. The whole idea is for full absorption. Otherwise, in a fast-paced city life, often mind gets wound up and mind wanders here and there. So these 3 A's, when you combine attention, awareness, absorption, then one gets concentration. That is the first one. You have the right to perform your prescribed duties, isn't it? Another important point is made here. Most of our worries are because we have not done our best. The only thing you have control over is your actions. So that you have to do. So do work only for the purpose of self-purification. It's written here, see. Like for example, any work we do in this world, we offer it to God and request Him, "My dear Lord, everything belongs to you. You only gave me the commodity, I'm offering it back to you. Please purify my heart." And another interesting thing is, do your best. It need not be the best. What is the meaning between your best and the best? Everybody's best varies. Like Hanuman was putting big boulders while making the bridge to Lanka. And the squirrel was putting small stones. But Lord Rama was happy with both because both were putting their best. So we have to do our best. Yeah. See, Jatayu, the Jatayu stopped Ravana from taking away Sita There's a valiant battle, and Ravana cut off his wings, and Jatayu fell to the ground, but he attacked Ravana, tried to tear his armor with his claws, and he also killed the mules with his beak. So he was determined to perform the battle against Ravana. Although he knew that Ravana was very mighty, he will kill him. He was ready to lay down his life. Therefore, Lord Rama became pleased. Please read that.
Rama, pleased with Jatayu, sent Jatayu to Vaikuntha, though Jatayu was defeated in battle against Ravana.
Yeah. So you can see in the picture here, Lord Rama is personally nursing the eagle who fought for his sake. And then he is embracing it. And then he is getting the body of a beautiful spiritual personality, you see, in the right side picture. And because he did his best. So we all have to do our best. Yeah, please read the heading. Do your work.
Do you only for the purpose of self-purification.
And now you may want to know what is self-purification. So I have given it in a very simple manner. I have given it. Read it.
What is self-purification? We have to purify our mind of the three mentalities. Proprietorship, I own everything. Controllership, I am boss of everyone. Enjoyership, everyone and everything is for my enjoyment.
Yeah. See, here is proprietorship mentality. See, this kid want to eat the whole cake. See, similarly, see, this is Hiranyakashipu. He wanted to be king of the whole world. This way, Alexander also wanted to be proprietor of the whole world. British wanted to colonize and take over the whole world. So this is one tendency. People are not peacefully living in their own place. They have a tendency to encroach on others' property, and they don't recognize God being the owner. Yeah. Another thing is controllership mentality. Here you see, this fellow want to control the whole globe. He want to sit on gold biscuits and possess dollars and control the world with money. And here the mother and wife, both are pulling the man on either side and he's in trouble. You can see both are trying to control him. You listen to me, come to my side. Wife is saying, you come to my side. So in this way, sometimes there's a competition. Enjoyship mentality means, like here you see this kid is taking away all the toys and leaving the other kid with no toy. That is also, I am the enjoyer, she is saying. Ravana wanted to enjoy Rama's wife, he is taking away Sita. You can see the right side picture. In this way, these are the three impurities in our heart. Proprietorship, controllership, enjoyership. So do whatever best you can, your best, and give up the worry about results. How do we give up the worry about result? Because before the exam we worry, during exam we worry, after the exams also we worry. Everybody is in worry always. So what to do? Actually, we should know that the freedom is given to us only for doing the action, not the results. I'm going to show you how it is. For example, here you see, we sow the seeds, but God gives the rains, isn't it? Without Krishna giving the rains, we won't be able to grow the crops. Therefore, 50% is in our hands, other 50 is in Lord's hands. We give the interview, but the panel has to select us for the job, isn't it? So we don't have everything in our hand, 50-50. Similarly, you write the examinations, but the teacher gives you marks. That is in teacher's hands. So then why worry about the second part? Worry only about the first part. Whatever you can do, do your best. So do your best and give up the worry about result. That's the first formula we learned. Second formula, feeling of being blessed always. Success or failure definition and faith that God knows best. And then when you combine these two, surrender to God, that means formula 1 and formula 2, if you combine, you get the yoga karma kaushalam, Krishna says. Let us see. This slide onwards, I will do it next time. It will take a little while. There are 4 things that are nicely explained in this slide. The 4 things mentioned in this shloka are mentioned. It's given in one slide. So I will explain this slide next time and we will proceed further. Today it's time up now. So sorry for the interruptions today. I'll set right my computer well before I come next time. Okay? Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Thank you. Correct.